forgotten corners of our homes, relics of the past, lie dormant. They are silent symbols, holding the echoes of eras we never lived. The typewriter, the subject of our investigation today, is more than just a shape. It's a vessel for memories, a tool that carved thoughts and secrets onto paper. But what happens when this silent vessel begins to leak? What happens when this inanimate symbol, devoid of a soul, starts to communicate on its own? This isn't just a ghost story. It's a journey into psychological horror, where an object becomes a window to the unknown, and the familiar sound of its clicking becomes a countdown to madness. We are about to explore a case where the line between reality and delusion collapses, all because of a single, impossible event. The story begins simply. Upon his return, Alex finds the inexplicable. A single word, hello, typed in the center of the page. His mind immediately scrambles for logical explanations. Did he forget typing it? Impossible. Did someone break in? The doors and windows are locked. This is the first stage of psychological terror: denial. The human brain is programmed to reject anything that challenges its understanding of reality. It must be a mechanical glitch, he thinks, a simple vibration that caused a key to strike. Alex rips the paper out, desperately trying to convince himself it was a bizarre fluke. Curiosity, or perhaps a seed of fear, compels him to conduct an experiment. He inserts a new sheet of paper, leaves the room, but this time he leaves the door slightly ajar, watching from a distance. In the dead of night, he hears it. A single sharp clack. The unmistakable sound of a typewriter arm striking paper. It's not a phantom noise. It is a real, mechanical sound that shatters his wall of denial. This is no longer a coincidence. It has become an intentional act. The typewriter has transformed. The new word, why, shifts the phenomenon from a strange event to an impossible dialogue. The question is not being asked by Alex. It is being asked of him. By what? A machine? Here we enter the psychological concept of apophenia, the tendency to perceive meaningful patterns in random data. Is Alex hallucinating? Or is something else at play? A fringe theory known as place memory suggests that inanimate objects can absorb energetic imprints from intense emotional events. Is this typewriter holding an echo of its original owner? An echo of a tragedy yet untold? A machine stops asking questions and starts expressing emotion. I'm scared. Don't leave. These simple, desperate pleas are what make the horror so potent. The entity is no longer just a strange phenomenon. It's a seemingly conscious being that is suffering. This places Alex in a profound psychological dilemma. He is no longer facing a monster, but what appears to be a tormented soul. He begins to feel empathy, which is the most dangerous trap of all. Empathy opens the door to engagement, and engaging with the unknown always comes at a price, driven by a mix of fear, curiosity, and misguided compassion. Alex decides to break the cardinal rule of all horror stories. Do not engage. He sits and types his own question. Who are you? He is crossing a threshold, transforming himself from a mere observer into an active participant. When he returns, he finds the reply. Not a name, but fragmented words. The writer, the final story, unfinished. Alex has opened a channel of communication, but he has no idea what is on the other end. Is it truly the former owner's consciousness, or something far more deceptive, merely pretending to be? Alex's obsessive research leads to a chilling discovery. The typewriter's original owner was a 1940s novelist named Arthur Penn, known for his dark tales of isolation. His final, unfinished novel was about a man trapped in his home, slowly losing his mind as the objects around him began to communicate with him. Arthur was found dead under mysterious circumstances, slumped over his typewriter. Here, fiction and reality horrifically merge. Was Arthur's story just fiction, or was it a real-time documentation of what was happening to him? Did he die writing his story, or did the story itself kill him? The entity no longer waits for Alex to leave. One night, as he sits at his laptop, the mechanical nightmare begins. Rapid, violent clicks fill the silence. It is no longer a subtle message. It is a raw display of power. The presence trapped within the machine is no longer content to whisper. It has begun to scream. This is the breaking point. The indirect psychological fear has just become a direct physical threat in the same room. There is no more room for doubt. The message now being hammered onto the page is a clear and terrifying command. Finish the story. It is not a request. It is a demand. It seems Arthur's consciousness, or the thing posing as him, is trapped in the final moments of his life, stuck in his own unfinished narrative. And now it needs Alex to write the ending. This poses a horrifying question. What does it mean to finish the story? Does it mean simply writing the conclusion, or does it mean living it? If Alex writes a tragic ending, will he become the tragedy? The typewriter has evolved from a tool of creation to a tool of destiny. Alex descends into a state of compulsive compliance. Under the weight of chronic fear and sleep deprivation, his psychological defenses crumble. He begins to obey the machine. He is no longer writing his own story. He is channeling Arthur's. The boundary between his identity and that of the dead writer dissolves. This phenomenon is psychologically akin to Stockholm Syndrome, where a captive begins to identify with their captor. Alex's captor is not a person. It is an idea, an echo, an unfinished story demanding a conclusion. The story reaches its crescendo. Alex types feverishly, driven by a force he cannot comprehend. He writes of isolation, of madness, of a man haunted by his own creations. He is writing Arthur's end. As the final word is struck, the clicking stops. A heavy, profound silence falls, more terrifying than any noise that came before. The story is complete, but was Arthur's spirit set free? Or has Alex just taken his place, becoming the new haunted echo, waiting for the next writer to find a cursed old typewriter? The true horror of this story is not a ghost, but the concept of contagion. The contagion of an idea, of despair, of a story. The typewriter was never haunted by a spirit. It was haunted by an unfinished narrative. And stories, especially dark ones, have a powerful will to survive. They seek minds to inhabit, hands to write them, and endings to be lived. Alex was not the victim of a ghost. He was the victim of a story. And now the story waits again, silent, patient, on a clean sheet of paper, ready to begin its impossible dialogue with the next person who dares to listen.